Hello everyone, welcome to Crypto News today, April 11th, 2026, and here are the top crypto news stories. Today we'll start with payments. We'll begin with Exodus, the well-known wallet in the crypto market, which announced Exodus Pay for everyday payments. As you can understand, the rollout is currently limited to 5 states in America, including New York and California, so Exodus is expanding into payments as well. Beyond Exodus, we'll also look at Alchemy, which is creating a tool for AI agents. Specifically, Alchemy, the infrastructure provider for the crypto market, released what's called Agent Pay, which allows various AI payment systems from companies like Coinbase, Stripe, Visa, MasterCard, and Circle to collaborate. From what I know, each company has its own system, but these agents don't communicate with each other. With this new tool, they can now do so and make payments more efficient. Moving on from Alchemy, we'll go to Aethir, which had a breach in its bridge. Specifically, Aethir, the decentralized GPU infrastructure, confirmed an attack on bridge contracts and stated it stopped this attack. The team behind the coin said they immediately disconnected the compromised contracts once detected and worked with major exchanges to blacklist all addresses responsible for this specific breach, thus limiting losses to $90,000. Initial reports from Pixelt said losses reached over $400,000, but they say they reduced them to $90,000. The platform has stated it will publish a complete compensation plan next week and share a list of criminal wallets along with details about what went wrong, all on Discord. That's the latest from Aethir. Continuing, we came to Bitcoin and some upgrades that might come to make it quantum safe. First, we'll look at research from StarkWare, which according to the research says Bitcoin relies on a signature called elliptic curve digital signature algorithm that could be compromised by a sufficiently powerful quantum computer. For this reason, the research proposes QSB, which replaces the previous signature I mentioned, making Bitcoin even more resilient as it's based on BinoHash, which uses a one-time signature scheme embedded within Bitcoin's code. Note that QSB can also be compromised, but it's still much harder than existing signatures in Bitcoin. Most importantly, in my opinion, this upgrade is a soft fork upgrade, meaning it's much easier to implement in Bitcoin than a hard fork, as soft forks don't require full consensus, but only require a majority of miners to implement this upgrade. Soft forks don't require node upgrades to maintain consensus, since all blocks with new soft fork rules also follow old rules, so old clients accept them. So it's a Bitcoin upgrade that can be implemented much more easily on the network. Beyond this upgrade, we have another upgrade that can make your wallets more resilient. More specifically, this new system that Arthur mentions will allow users of vulnerable wallets to essentially prove they created a wallet using their seed phrases without revealing them, thus providing an alternative solution to access their wallet if their digital signature has been disabled or compromised. Note that everything I said is still in a paper. Nothing more has happened yet. Nevertheless, the research shows this is possible. We came to look at our beloved crypto market with Bitcoin standing at $72, still above our resistance. I should tell you, this might not be Bitcoin's real bottom, as there's new data from CryptoQuant saying Bitcoin's bottom could be $55,000 by December 2026. What CryptoQuant says is they highlighted 3 on-chain indicators to support the theory that the next bottom of the bear market is still ahead of us. Of these indicators, one that caught the author's attention is the so-called ZMVRV, which as you can see showed the bottom in 2019 and 2023. However, we haven't seen the bottom for 2026 yet according to the chart. ZMVRV measures the price at which BTC supply last moved, known as the realized cap, against the value of all existing BTC. The Z-score divides the resulting ratio by the standard deviation of market capitalization, essentially giving a chart that shows whether the price is overvalued or undervalued. This way we get this first chart I mentioned that shows BTC hasn't reached absolute bottom yet. However, this indicator doesn't necessarily mean it has to work to see the bottom. It might never happen. Since we're talking numbers, let me tell you that core CPI year over year came out, and where they expected 2.7%, it came in at 2.6%, a much better number than expected. So for now, it's almost certain we won't have interest rate increases in 18 days. Interest rates will remain stable for now at least, because we still have 18 days ahead of us. That wraps up the top news for crypto today, April 11th, 2026. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.